We're back at the DIECAST Racing League, brought to you by RacetrackPrince.com, and it is week 8, and we are at the Big O. It's Savannah Lux leading the pack in the driver's standings, Trey Miller right behind, and the Throttle Queens absolutely dominating the team leaderboard by over 20 points. Will anybody be able to catch up to them with only 3 weeks left in this DIECAST Racing League Season 1? Thanks again to Racetrack Prince for sponsoring this season of the DIECAST Racing League. Head on over to racetrackprince.com and use code TTC for 15% off your order. Group number 1 at the Big O. It is Savannah Lux leading the pack. Ryan McConnor in that R34 Skyline, hanging out right there in that second spot. And his teammate, Max Spooler, is in the third spot in this group number 1. And last but not least in this group, from the Obsidian Outlaws, it's Jack Corbin in that Road Runner, made by Plymouth, of course. They're going to head straight to the line again. Regular 4-car format with this. The cars rotate 1 spot clockwise every single race. And the points, it's 5 points for first, 3 points for second, 2 for third, and 1 for fourth. And if you don't finish on the DNF, if you don't finish in the Big O, which is a DNF, it's very rare, but it happens from time to time. They're out of there for race number 1. Savannah Lux in the inside front lane. She is pulling ahead already in race number 1, turn 1. Max Spooler bringing up the rear, passes Jack Corbin, and now he's after his teammate, Ryan McConnor. Face to face, teammate to teammate, R34 to R34. They are heading down the track. It's Savannah Lux across the finish line for first place. R34 times 2, it's 68. If you add them, not multiply them. I don't know what 34 times 34 is. Let me know in the comments. Jack Corbin across the finish line for last place in this group. They're going to rotate. Max Spooler moves in that pole position. Ryan McConnor goes to the back right behind it, Savannah Lux. But I don't think that's going to be an issue. Savannah Lux is going to get out of the way fast enough for Ryan to come down the pipeline. Ryan on the outside trying to pass Savannah Lux. Does not make the pass. Jack Corbin getting in the way, holding up Savannah Lux. She's bobbing and weaving, trying to get around. Jack Corbin sliding sideways, holding up the faster cars in the back. And now Savannah and Ryan are tangled up. It's going to leave Max Spooler across the finish line for first place, 5 points in race number 2. Jack Corbin, Savannah Lux, and Ryan McConnor across the finish line for last. Jack Corbin stirring up the pack a little bit. He gets 3 points, but he was the story of that race, holding up the 2 faster cars in the back. You hate to see that happen. You just want to let those beasts loose. Jack Corbin, probably the slowest car in this event, slides to the pole position. Can Max Spooler and Savannah Lux get by him on the outside? It looks like Ryan McConnor is pushing Jet just fast enough to keep him going and out in front. Ryan McConnor trying to take the inside, pulling the pit maneuver on Jack Corbin, but Jack Corbin was able to hold it off. Down into the last turn they go. Jack Corbin spins it out. Ryan McConnor and Max Spooler on the outside. What an amazing pass in turn number 2, which is 4, which it's actually 2, but it's really 4 because this track is built to look like there's only 2 turns, but there's really 4 turns. Spoiler alert, if you want to know how this Big O is made, head back into our channel and look for the video on the behind the scenes of the Big O. Ryan McConnor slides into the pole position. Savannah Lux, my prediction is that these 2 are going to run away with it. But it's Jack Corbin and Max Spooler on the outside of Savannah Lux. She checks up just a little bit. I'm not sure why. Jack Corbin smashes his way by on the inside. Then here comes Max Spooler on the outside. Max Spooler trying to make a move on the inside of Jack Corbin now. Jack Corbin up on the railing. Savannah Lux passed after Max Spooler passes. A double pass there. Jack Corbin is up on the berm and looks like he might be stuck. His front left tire is hanging over there, and he will come to a screeching halt as Ryan McConnor crosses the finish line for first place. A DNF, which we don't see very often, by Jack Corbin. 14 points. Ryan McConnor wins this group and will move on to the bonus round for a chance to win 2 extra points for himself and his team. Again, we're going to update these points here, folks, but just remember, some of these cars have ran, and some of these cars have not. So until we get to the end of this video, the leaderboard will be stirred up just a little bit. Same thing with the team standings here. We've added some points to the Throttle Queens and the Turbo Titans, but some of their teams haven't had their runs yet. We're just keeping you up to date on where everybody stands. It's group number 2. The second place person going into this event, Trey Miller, is back holding that small block V6. What? Is it? That's only a 6-cylinder. It's a V6 he's holding. Real muscle men would drive V8s. Why isn't he holding a V8? What the heck? Speaking of someone with no cylinders, it's Rico Laglas and his rotary RX-7. And then Matteo Rinaldi in the Bugatti Bolide, bringing up the 3rd place position in this group. And last but not least, from the Pink Panthers. Nope, just kidding. That's not the Pink Panthers. That is the Nitro Sisters. It's Roxy Nitro herself. And yes, they are legit sisters in real life. Different father, but they're still sisters. We're gonna head to the starting line. Again, this is a rolling start here at the Big O. The cars come rolling in, and when they cross that start-finish line, they will go green. They're out of there for race number 1 of Group 3 here in Week 8 of the DIECAST Racing League, brought to you by RacetrackPrince.com. Also, I want to extend a huge shout out to Spoolheads, who designs this track for us. If you want to check out Spoolheads track, there is a link in the description. Also, there's a link in the description for RacetrackPrince.com. If you use code TCC at either one of those places, you're going to receive a discount, 15% at RacetrackPrince.com, 5% at Spoolheads. Go on over and get some cool stuff and deck out your diecast space just like I have right here at Tiny Track Cars. Missed race number 1 completely. Can you guys let me know what happened? I'll have to rewind it. Race number 2, Matteo Rinaldi out front in the pole position, followed by the Nitro sister herself, Roxy Nitro, getting passed by Trey Miller. Trey Miller now on a pursuit of happiness to the top of the leaderboard. But first, he's got to pass Matteo Rinaldi. He dive bombs on the inside. Bugatti is too fast. Bugatti rolls over. Can Trey get by him at the finish line? Trey does not get by Matteo Rinaldi at the finish line after the rollover here. Let's see if Matteo Rinaldi is okay and can make his way back to the starting line to take that Bugatti down the track for another race. Looks like he's okay. The characters actually aren't in the cars. They stand next to the cars for the introductions, and then they go back to the pits, and the cars drive themselves. Oh, Roxy Nitro on the inside of Trey Miller, making some moves, trying to put some points on the board, or better yet, take some away from Mr. Trey, who's out there on top of the leaderboard. That Scion is absolutely flying out there this race. We've never seen such a performance there from Roxy Nitro. Usually she is mid to back of the pack, and today she is flying. But it's Matteo Rinaldi in this group out front. The Bugatti Bolide we know is fast on the Big O, and it's proving that right here today. They rotate a position clockwise. Again, it is. I just realized that the last race I announced Ryan McConnor and Max Spooler in the same team, and they're not in the same team. One's from the Furious Amelia, and one is from the Turbo Titans. The Turbo Titans teammate right there is Rico Laglas. Teammate from the other guy is Damon Torello, and he is doing terrible in this event, in this tournament, in this season. But I think Damon next season will be back and will be driving a different one of his cars, perhaps the RX-7, and perhaps he will do better. So don't count Damon out of it for good, just this season, because he's clearly way behind everybody by a lot of points. All right, we check out the standings. The other 2 groups have ran. It's still Savannah Lux out in front, but Trey Miller again is creeping on that score. He will have 2 more weeks of racing, including the grand finale of it all, to come back and pass Savannah Lux. Will he be able to do it? We head to group number 3. It's Sable Quinn from the Obsidian Outlaws representing the first spot in this group in that Lamborghini. Second, it's Lana Nitro, Roxy's sister from a different Mista. And she has been consistent in that WRX, but not the fastest. And then it's Trey Miller's teammate, Brody Slade, rocking that Dark Horse Mustang. And it looks like holding a pair of slicks in his hand, which he needs to put on the back of that Mustang. So he hooks up and gets down that track and puts some points on the board. Because one of these darn teams has to compete with the Throttle Queens for the title of team champion. And last but not least in this group, it's Rico, Nico, and Biko. It's Nico Almaraz in the McLaren P1. He, again, has been holding off. We'll see if he can put some more points on the board. On the big board, on this scoreboard, on the leaderboard, on all the boards. Just put some points on the board. That's how you win this race. You don't win by hanging out in the back like Damon, clearly. Sable Quinn way out in front into race number 1, and it's a battle between Nico and Lana. Who's going to come out in front? Nico on the outside passes Lana Nitro. Lana Nitro doesn't know what just hit her. She skids out sideways. Sable Quinn, Nico Almaraz, Lana Nitro, and in the back, it's Brody Slade in that Dark Horse. What is Brody doing back there, fella? Get your muscle on the road. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get you on the floor. Get down. Brody, get that thing on down. All right. Into the next race, Brody slides in the pole position. Can he capitalize on this spot, or will Sable Quinn be able to pull the lead from the outside lane? Sable Quinn faster at the top end, and that Mustang slides by Brody Slade. Brody Slade looks like he hit a frog in the road. I'm not sure what happened there. He just kind of stopped out of nowhere. But Sable Quinn just obliterating these folks in this group. Brody Slade across the finish line for second. Nico Almaraz in reverse, and Lana Nitro across the finish line. Perhaps those two got tangled up in the back, and we don't know what happened because someone didn't install 12 cameras on this track. That was me. All right, they rotate again. Nico Almaraz in the P1, his chance at putting 5 points on the board. Brody Slade holding up Sable Queen. She'll be out of the equation unless she can pass all 3 cars here. She passes 1. Lana Nitro is the next person on her radar. Can Sable Quinn slide by Lana Nitro in this straightaway? Nico Almaraz checks sideways, gets passed by Lana Nitro. Sable Quinn gets hung up by Nico, but what an amazing pass there by Lana Nitro on the inside of Nico as Nico spins around. Now Sable Quinn's gonna try to make it past Nico. I think she lost all her momentum here. It's Lana Nitro, Nico Almaraz, Sable Quinn, and Brody Slade across the finish line in this race. Wow, what a competitive race there. We thought Sable Quinn was gonna go from the back all the way to the front, but she got held up by Nico Almaraz here. And they rotate again. It's gonna look like the inside lane is gonna be cooking here because Sable Quinn is gonna push Lana Nitro through turn number 1. Nico Almaraz and Brody Slade on the outside. They're gonna fall back here. Now it's just up to Sable Quinn to get by Lana Nitro. We know she's faster because she finds the line that's gonna get her there. It's not the outside one. She can try to take another outside run here right at Lana Nitro, but Lana Nitro closes the door right at the finish line and does not let Sable Quinn get that position from her. Nope, no she doesn't. But it's still Sable Quinn who's gonna move on to the bonus round for a chance to win 2 extra points. And if you're wondering how that bonus round works, the winner from each group heads to a 4-car bonus round. They will run 4 races. The points don't count in that race, but the winner of that bonus round will get 2 extra points for themselves in the season standings and their team in the season standings. At the 3 groups, it's still the Throttle Queens out in front, and the Throttle Queens still have 1 more driver. That's Lexi Voss coming up in this group right here to see if they can make the lead even greater. Wingston Down leads off this group with that Lamborghini Huracan, looking beautiful in yellow with his arms crossed, always just chilling like a villain. That's a saying that people say. I don't say that. I don't say chilling like a villain. Okay, remove that. All right, rewind. Remove that from this tape. Nope, we're okay. Staying. Okay, let's keep going. All right, Lexi Voss in the 2nd place position with the McLaren Speedtail. She is representing the top team in this tournament, the Throttle Queens, and it's Chase Vinton, which is Wingston Down's teammate in the same team, in the same group. They have epic wings. That's why they're the spoiler alert. And they both have yellow cars. And what is Damon doing? Is he just so ashamed that his score is only 50-some points and everyone else is over 100? He's just hiding his face here in the garage. But he's got to get in his car and see if he can put some points on the board. Damon, it's not over till the fat lady sings. And, well, there's going to be no singing on this channel. So it's never over. Not over. I'm definitely not singing. You guys know my singing skills. Spoiler alert on the inside. They have a chance of going 1-2 in here, but it's Lexi Voss who's going to turn that stuff upside down and see if she can pass Chase Vinton. Wingston Down, spins around. And spoiler alert, 1-2 across the finish line. Lexi Voss, and then we already know Damon Trillo is probably going to hang out in the back of the pack for the whole entire season. Wingston Down takes 5 points and moves ahead in race number 1. But he will move to the outside. His teammate Chase Vinton will now be in the inside, followed by Damon Trillo. With the cars on the outside, be able to pull ahead Damon Trillo. I'm not sure what happened to Wingston Downs right here. He is usually a little bit faster than that in turn number 1. Chase Vinton in reverse. Damon Trillo in reverse. Damon Trillo holding up Lexi Voss and Wingston Downs. will either of those cars be able to get by? He's just literally parking that thing sideways, parking that Charger sideways. Who's going to be able to push by? Winston down, spins out. Lexi Voss still trying to push on Damon Trillo. Can she get by into the last straight? She tries to make the move, but Damon Trillo pulls the dirtiest block we've seen in days, and weeks, and hours, and minutes maybe. Maybe we've seen a better block in this video. I'm not even sure. But it was a pretty good block. He holds on to second place in that race. Now Damon Trillo slides to the pole position. Is this Damon Trillo's chance? It looks like he's got a little bit of wheel wobble there. Maybe it's because he flew off the big open circuit, Tiny Track Cars open circuit, landed directly on the ground. Maybe that's why he's performed terrible this whole entire season. Maybe he needs a new car. Lexi Voss on the inside of Damon Trillo like he was standing still. Look at that move. That Speedtail just looks faster than that Dodge Charger. Slides right in front of him. Gonna allow Chase Vinton back here to try to make a stab at Damon Trillo, but he fails to do so. Damon takes another second place, putting some points on the board. Attaboy, Damon, but it's Chase Vinton out front in 10. Lexi Voss with 9. Winston down to a 7. Still, really anyone's game to move to the bonus round. But Lexi Voss is now in the pole position. My instinct is she's going to run away with this one, but still, Winston Downs is right behind her, and we've seen Winston and those Lamborghinis do some amazing things here on the Big O. Spinning backwards and blocking Damon Trillo is not what you want to do when Lexi Voss is in front of you. You have to get on the gas and get by Lexi Voss. Lexi, that doesn't rhyme at all. McLaren Speedtail in reverse. That's not how you want to drive a Speedtail. Aerodynamics are not built for that, to go in reverse. But Lexi Voss does cross the finish line despite being in reverse, driving backwards in that McLaren Speedtail. And she, with that 5 points in the last round, will earn herself a spot in the bonus round. We tally up the points, folks, and we have a tie for first place at the top of the leaderboard between Sable Quinn and Savannah Lux. 1 point ahead of Trey Miller. Week 8 is becoming more and more crazy. I would not have expected someone ran down Savannah Lux. But speaking of running down another team, I don't think anyone is going to touch the Throttle Queens as a team. But who knows what's going to happen on the team leaderboard, folks. 2 weeks to go after this. But before we do that, we have to jump into a bonus round to see who will earn 2 points for themselves and their team. It's Matteo Rinaldi in the spot 2, right after Ryan McConnor and a Bugatti Bolide. And then Sable Quinn, who just moved to the top of the leaderboard. Chance at putting 2 more points on the board and moving herself ahead of the pack. And then for representation for the Throttle Queens, Savannah Lux didn't make it to the bonus round, but her teammate, Lexi Voss, gets a chance at putting the Throttle Queens 2 points even further ahead of everybody else. But 3 fast cars stand in her way: a Skyline, a Bugatti, and a Lamborghini. The moment is now. We find out who will take those 2 bonus points, and they have been crucial thus far, as we know the standings are tight, and 2 points here and 2 points there can really go a long way. Ryan McConnor out front early in race number 1. Sable Quinn tries to slide on the inside. Now Matteo Rinaldi passes Sable Quinn on the outside. Matteo Rinaldi's trying to take the inside on the R34. R34 bouncing around, trying to keep up with that Bugatti, but he is struggling out there, folks, but he's able to hold off. Wow, that R34 is bouncing all over the track, saying, Matteo, you're not going to get by me. I'm going to drive this thing as fast as I can, even if it's going to blow up. In pure Ryan McConnor fashion, drive to the end of the limits no matter what. More nos, mo betta, you know what I'm saying? It's Sable Quinn that drives to the inside, Ryan McConnor on the outside, Lexi Voss on the inside back lane, and don't leave out Matteo Rinaldi. This is a fast pack of cars, folks. Anything can happen. Whoa, Ryan McConnor almost gets flipped over on top of Matteo Rinaldi. Look at that. He drives right up underneath him, spins him around. Ryan McConnor is able to recover. Lexi Voss in second place, falling behind, but it's Sable Quinn here in race number 2 who pulls extremely far ahead of the pack and takes 5 points. Someone's got to stop that Quinn from the Obsidian Outlaws. Sable Quinn. That car is looking good for the potential 2-point bonus. And folks, I don't care who gets it. It's who deserves it. And if it's Sable Quinn, it's Sable Quinn. Will it be Lexi Voss or Matteo Rinaldi? Matteo Rinaldi right behind Lexi Voss. It's going to be hard to get around that Speedtail. Can Matteo Rinaldi make the moves that he needs to get the points, to win the bonus points at the end of this week number 8 of the DIECAST Racing League. Here comes Sable Quinn like a rocket. Not enough. Lexi Voss takes first place. Sable Quinn takes third. It's Matteo Rinaldi. Oh, into the race number 4. We have 8, 7, 9, 9. It's still anybody's game. Who's out in the pole position? We find out right now. It looks like Matteo Rinaldi has a pretty good chance at taking 5 points in this last race. What would that mean with the score? I don't know, because I don't know who's going to take second. But if he takes 5, he has a pretty good chance of being out in front. There's a battle in the back between a McLaren and a Lamborghini. Sable Quinn trying to push by Lexi Voss. Can she make it? She checks sideways. Now the action goes to the front of the pack between Matteo Rinaldi and Ryan O'Connor. Down across the finish line, Sable almost gets by Lexi. And by 1 point, and the win in the last race, Matteo Rinaldi takes the bonus point and wins 2 points for Team Hyperline and 2 points for himself. That will move him into spot number 10, right behind Max Spooler on the driver's standings. But it's a tie, a gridlock at the front between Savannah Lux and Sable Quinn in the driver's standings, which is way more exciting than the team standings. The team standings look like the Throttle Queens way out in front with only 2 weeks to go. Until next time, stay tuned, stay passionate, and get ready for more exciting moments right here on the track. Bye now.